Oh, hey, what's up, guys? So, today I did something, and it was kind of a big thing. So, say hello to my little friend. You guys, I got my bike back. I got my bike back. If you can't tell by the enthusiasm in my voice, I got my bike back. We're gonna hit the road and we're gonna talk about it on the way. But guys, I got my bike back, and I could not. Let's just start it up, guys, because this is everything that needs to be said. This right here. That. Oh, okay. Let's hit the road and we'll start talk. And we'll talk this out. Okay, this is gonna be a long light, so got plenty of time to talk. Okay, what am I talking about? I got my bike back. This is almost a 20-year-old motorcycle, and I'm talking about getting my bike back. Now, I didn't get my specific motorcycle back, and just to catch you guys up, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've heard me talk about this, but I haven't talked about it in a while, and so we're just going to get it all out right here in this video. There'll be plenty more videos to come. We'll talk about more about this bike in particular, the future of what we're going to do with this motorcycle, and we'll talk about all those things, but let's just talk about this bike right now. The story behind what happened to my bike and how I ended up with this bike. So first of all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, and if you haven't already, press that thumbs up down there, show me some love, and join me for some more content, not just on the KTM anymore, but right here on my Harley-Davidson 1200R. Okay, this bike, when I had it originally, was an 883R. This has the upgraded conversion to 1200 kit. You could definitely tell when you ride it that it is a 1200 now and not an 883. We'll talk about all these things later, but let's talk about what happened. So guys, back in the day, I had an 883R. It was my first Harley-Davidson. I loved that bike so much. That was my all-time favorite motorcycle style-wise. I love my KTM. Performance-wise, obviously the KTM's gonna win that battle every time. But I just love this bike, you guys. And so I can't say the exact year. I'll put it down here. The exact year that I lost it, and the way that I lost it was that, let me concentrate on this turn so this truck doesn't kill me. The way that I lost it was because it was parked in my space at my apartment, same apartment that I live at now. It was parked in that space, and then somebody hit and totaled the thing where it was parked. So that bike was gone. It was gone forever. And ever since I lost my bike, I've kind of been on the lookout. Like, who's selling one? Is it a good deal? Is it in good shape? Is it the timing right? And really, timing has so much to do with it, because we're talking about money, right? And everyone's pocketbooks, right? They're always watching their money, and I'm no different. And so constantly keeping an eye out for the right deal, the right time, the right bike. And you guys, it finally happened. a little bit of backstory behind this bike specifically. This bike used to belong to a veteran who won this motorcycle in a raffle. So this bike started off with a streak of good luck, and that gentleman, God rest his soul, passed away. His son-in-law has been keeping it up. He actually, he was thinking about doing a bunch of different things to it, but for him, he was looking at the reward, or the risk reward, or is it worth it for me to put money into this bike that was left to me by my father-in-law. He never really did anything to it except kept it up running well. He did do the 1200 conversion, which, oh boy, do we love that 1200 conversion. And so the time came when he was done with this motorcycle. He wasn't going to do anything with it, so he decided he was going to sell it. Just a freak thing. So a few weeks ago, I was going to buy an 883R from a dealer down in Los Angeles, or near Los Angeles. All of that fell through. We had a storm that came through and knocked out power to our house and knocked out power to my parents' house. We were dealing with all these power outage problems, food and making sure that my parents were safe and warm, because, no electricity, no heater. So we were dealing with all of those things. So I lost track of it. That bike down in LA was $1,000 off because of the new year. They were trying to push out the used inventory to make room for the 2021s. And so they had this promotion that only lasted for a certain time. By the time we got everything situated with the power outage, my parents' power was out for over 3 days. By the time I got a hold of them again, they weren't willing to honor the price, which, I mean, it's fine. And all of it worked out for the best, because that was a few weeks ago. And so when all of that fell through, I thought, okay, it's just time to stop looking again for a while. I'll look again, in a few months or maybe next year. But like I said, I was constantly looking for the opportunity to get this motorcycle. So fast forward about a week later, I just looking up Sportsters on the Craigslist, and lo and behold, I really just happened upon this bike because he didn't even have it listed as an 883R. He had it listed as a 1200. But I saw the picture and I was like, hey, it's my bike. And every time I see a picture of it, I just kind of get excited. I clicked on the thing, and he was only asking a certain amount that was definitely within my range. The tires are going to need to be replaced before long, and so he decided to give me a little even more off of it. Just an amazing guy. And oh my gosh, it was just the opportunity, the timing. The gentleman who sold it to me was such a great experience. He told me about the story behind this motorcycle and what it has meant to him, and he was just so grateful that it's going to be out here on the road now getting ridden, that it's not just going to be sitting in his garage and he just takes it out every couple of weeks and trickle charges it and all that stuff. If you've got a bike that you don't ride a lot, you know how that is. But this bike is going to get ridden, guys. We're going to ride this bike. We're going to try and get out on it. Try and shoot every other video on this bike. Oh, there's that power. Oh my gosh, you guys. This bike is slightly different in a few ways from my old bike. My first Harley, was a 2003 883R. This is a 2002, so it's a year older. It probably has about the same mileage, maybe a little bit less than I would have had I kept that bike the whole time. It's got about 18,000 miles on it. Like I said, it's a 1200R, so much more power. I've been riding it here for about half an hour before we started this video, and I never got out of fourth gear. This 1200 is freaking amazing. I mean, it's all relative, right? Because my KTM is a 1290. It's actually a 1301 cc engine. It's V-twin, and that thing, is gonna beat this thing in a race 10 times out of 10. But there's so many things I forgot about riding an old Harley. When I got on it, the vibration from the engine was a little overwhelming at first. But after, you know, after I got it, basically after I drove it out, he had a long driveway. After I rode it out of his driveway, it just, everything came back. The nostalgia. This was the first bike that I rode with, let my daughters ride on me with. Actually, my youngest daughter had never ridden it before it got totaled. She wasn't old enough, and so she's gonna get a chance to ride the 1200R with me. And it's just short of saying this is a dream come true. This is just one of the greatest things that have happened in a year stretch where it's just been a tough 12 months, right? Everyone has felt it. In a time that it's felt so hard, so things have been really difficult. You know, I had a friend pass away from COVID. It's been a hard time. It's just been a hard time. This is one beaming, shining moment in all of that. So, guys, we're going to talk about in future videos the things that I'd like to do with this motorcycle. We're going to talk about the story about, maybe I'll talk a little bit more in depth. If not, I'll definitely link in the description the story about what happened to my 883R in more detail. And just kind of my journey away from Harley-Davidson. But the fact that I never lost love for Harley-Davidson. If you've watched my videos, I've been critical of them. But as I've always said in those videos, my criticism of Harley-Davidson comes out of a respect and a love for the brand, for their motorcycles. The culture and I have clashed in the past, but it was never like a falling out, we'll say that much. So I'm back. Harley is back on the channel. If you were somebody who was still watching from when I had my Fat Bob, and you're watching now and you're like, so you had a Fat Bob, you sold it, and now you bought a Sportster, you guys can just suck it. No. We want you here. We want you watching videos. We want you tuning in to the content here that I provide on my channel. And, you know, it's to each their own. You hear haters talk about Sportsters. I hate people calling motorcycles girls' bikes. It's one of my least favorite things to hear as far as motorcycle culture goes. So yeah, you guys can just if you want to call this the girl's bike, this is like it's like coming back home. And I can't tell you how happy I am. I don't probably hear the enthusiasm in my voice. The Sportster's back. Oh, it's so great. They did have a windshield on here which kind of chipped the paint here on the handlebar, so we'll see what we can do about that. Actually, if you have a solution to fix up the paint here on the handlebars without me having to go out and buy new ones and then having to go through the whole ordeal of swapping them out, leave that in the comments. You can help me out and try and figure out a way to take care of this without having to spend a whole lot of money. My first thought was just to, you know, tape everything off and just spray paint it again with a black coat. So if that sounds like a terrible idea, leave that in the comments too. But guys, the Sportster's back. Harley-Davidson is back on the channel. I'm so excited. Just riding this bike brings back so many freaking memories. It's just I just keep saying it's like coming back home, and that's the best description that I can give you for this bike. Just good times are being had right now, and I'm just looking forward to where we go from here. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button, and if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Guys, if you're out there riding, please be safe, be kind to one another. My name is Eric, I am that one guy, and I am out.